Hi everybody, it's me. I'm laying down this time. I don't know, I was just feeling a little bit like I didn't want to get out of bed and I wanted to record today, so I was like, let's just have a little slumber party kind of thing. Let's just hang out and lay down, you know? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do a little Q&A because it's time for a Q&A. I went on Instagram yesterday, early in the day, and I said, please give me some questions, I need your help. So I'm gonna go through and answer some of your questions and it's gonna be a good time. Oh my gosh, 350 questions. You guys are, I like you. I like you. Ask me more, please, always. Oh my gosh. Okay, we're gonna start right now. Kim Caton 96 asks, if you could live in Mordor, would you? If so, what character would you be? Love you. Oh, I love you too. Well, Kim Caton 96. I would totally live in Mordor. Oh wait, Mordor. I thought you said Middle Earth. Mordor. I don't know about Mordor. I don't think I would live in Mordor. That's some scary shit. I would definitely live in Middle Earth though, and I would probably be, I know a lot of you are probably gonna say elf because like that's what you see me as, but I really think I'd be a hobbit. I think so. Nor Thuxeris and Bonnie Jock both ask essentially the same question. They say, how have your family reacted you to being trans? Or like, how have you told your family about your transition? How did they react? That kind of thing. Let me tell you, they have been very good. At first there was a little bit of confusion because they thought that this was a new thing for me, that I had not been dealing with this for a while. So they were like, well, this is brand new. What happened to make this happen? And I'm like, no, I just haven't told you about it. Once we got over that hurdle, it was fine. And they are really supportive and they're wonderful. And I know that that is not exactly a universal experience. So for anybody that is worried about telling your parents, I'm probably not the best source for information because I literally called them in my bed under the covers and I told them, and then we had a conversation. And it was stressful and it was fine after, but that's because my parents are who they are. I can't give you advice on trying to align your parents with your worldview. I don't know how to do that, I'm afraid. Hey there, Georgie Girl asks, what Hogwarts house would you be sorted into? I took the Pottermore quiz and I am a Ravenclaw, which I feel makes sense because they're supposed to be creative people. Well, they're either supposed to be smart or creative, and I feel like I have a degree of both. I think I'm a Ravenclaw. I used to want to be a Slytherin, but no quiz ever in my life has ever been like, yeah, you're totally Slytherin. I was just like an edgy edgelord when I was younger, and I thought that I would totally be a Slytherin, but I'm a Ravenclaw, and I'm proud of it. I love Ravenclaw. Here's a pretty important question, I feel. Mira to the Max asks, have you ever felt dysphoric as a beautiful trans woman? Let me tell you, Mira to the Max, a lot. All the time. Not all the time. Okay, there are some times when I'm just like, yes, I'm serving it. You can eat it. Like, I'm feeling real good. But sometimes I don't want to leave the house. And sometimes I get very anxious and panicky because I feel like, oh, they're gonna notice something. And it's not that I'm worried about being noticed as trans because I'm very okay with being publicly trans. Like, I'm on here talking about it. I want to be known for that. I don't want to receive violence because of it, you know? So I get very nervous, especially when I'm going downtown by myself. I feel dysphoric pretty often, and it's usually about my arms or my shoulders. Just because they're like so buff. Like I could probably break someone's neck with my arms. Like I just have Mercy with an X asks, do you play any instruments? Well, have mercy. I do not play any instruments. I took guitar and piano lessons when I was younger, and they did not stick at all. When I was in high school, I took voice lessons for about 2 years, and I did well there, but I was always too shy. I would only ever sing at voice lessons, or if nobody else was in the house. Or if I thought nobody else was in the house. So that didn't take off anywhere, unfortunately. Ashlyn_60 asks, how has YouTube helped you? Well, besides having you awesome people to talk to and like vent to and be awesome with, when I was much younger, when I was like 13, 14 years old, I had a YouTube channel in high school and it never went anywhere. It was like, I had 1,000 subscribers after 2 years. Like it was small. But that's where I learned how to talk to people because I was not popular at all through any point from when I started puberty to the end of school. So I didn't have many friends. I never went to a party in my life. I still haven't been to like a legitimate house party. I don't know. Like, I mean, I'm talking about the ones full of people and the alcohol and like the falling over. Like I haven't been to that kind of thing. That's what I see as a house party. Maybe I'm wrong. But I learned how to talk to people on YouTube. I talked to the camera, and the first time talking to the camera, I was not talking at all. Like I was like, and I would like look at the viewfinder, and it was messy, but I learned how to talk to people through there. And then of course I didn't do videos for a while, and then I started again this year, and it worked out. And now it's my job, and that makes me really happy because I love doing this and I want to do this forever. So let's see what happens. Kitty Kyoto asks, what mythical creature would you want as a pet? So I don't think this creature actually exists, but I've always pictured I would have a raccoon or like a little red panda, but it would be blue or like really light indigo or something like that. And it would have little wings, like little bird wings, and it would fly and it would like hover around me and would crawl on my neck and everything. I love it. I don't think it exists, but I want one. Ying Yang Sarah asks, are there any games you're looking forward to playing? Fallout 4. Next month, I'm so excited. Emily Blanchie asks, if you could make your skin permanently one non-human color, what would it be? Like purple, blue, bright pink, etc. I would make it really delicate lavender, like really soft, like iris color. Like, I don't know, I love that color. Lady Chi Chi asks, what's your favorite quest in Skyrim? I really like the, it's called Discerning the Transmundane or something. It's when you go to Blackreach for the first time to get the Elder Scroll as part of the main quest line or part of the Dawn Guard, just to get the Elder Scroll, right? And the first time I saw Blackreach, I was scared. I was... how long ago did that game come out? I would have been 16, and I thought Blackreach was gonna be some spooky shit. Like, I thought I was gonna die and get mauled to death by like a million Falmer. It wasn't that bad, but I was so impressed by the design in that level. Alice Hannah 13 asks, do you like ASMR videos? I do. I haven't, oh my gosh, it's been way too long since I've watched any. The only person that I actually know by name that does them is ALB, because I live with her. But I've used them in the past, and I think they're great. So many of you are asking me if I consider myself a feminist, and the answer is like 300,000,000% yes. I don't even think that should be a question. Sophelia asks, what's your favorite zone in World of Warcraft? Winter Spring. Way before the Cataclysm, Winter Spring was like my favorite place ever. I just thought it was so peaceful and calm, and then there was that weird goblin town in the middle. Ever something. If you remember what it's called, please tell me. It's ever something. SDMLAO. MALO. Asks, did you vote today? I voted yesterday. I did, yes. And I think it's important that we as the youth do vote so that we can have the future that we want and need and deserve, okay? Hella Elvin asks, what's one thing you wish you knew when you were younger? I wish I knew I was a girl. Honestly, I would have been a lot less confused. You guys, look, the light came back. I'm so happy. We have light. Bella Antunes asks, would you get any body modifications like tattoos, piercings, and stuff like that? Bella. I would. I really did want to a while ago, and then I discovered I was trans, and I was like, well, I might have a slight difference of opinion or idea when I am deeper into transition, so I decided to hold off until at least a year into transition, just in case I end up changing my mind or want something different. Omar Garcia 108, pizza or pasta? Why would you ask me that? That's impossible to answer. You just... Evil. Evil. Ellen Ann Ferguson, would you ever date a female? I've never been attracted to a woman in a romantic way, but I don't know. I'm not saying that will never happen, but so far in my life, I've been pretty much exclusively attracted to a variety of different kinds of men. Rosen Lavendel, what do you do to shake the blues? I find myself in a muddy rut quite often. So do I really do, and I will either make something to share with you guys, like a video, like today, where I didn't want to get out of bed, right? Or I will immerse in a video game. And that's just kind of been what I do my whole life. I've always like talked to friends, or I've created a solitude nest to play video games in. And if you're not very good at video games, you can always, you know, practice makes perfect, or you don't have to be. You can play The Sims. That's not something you necessarily can be good or bad at. Like, if you haven't tried it yet, you probably should try it. Video games are pretty rad. I feel like I'm converting you. Video games. Video games. And friends. Talk to your friends. Nargle.s asks, if you could collaborate with anyone, not just YouTubers wise, but worldwide, who would it be? I would love to do something with Sia. Like, I'd love to be in a video with Sia, well, for Sia, because she's not really in her videos. I don't know, I've always loved Sia since I was a kid. I was like 10 or 11, and somehow, okay, there was a Prince of Persia ad. And in the Prince of Persia ad, they were using Sigur Rós, and then that led me to Breathe Me by Sia. And then I just, like, I've been obsessed with her ever since. So, not obsessed with her, but like her music has been very important to me. So that was really good. I would love to do something with her or for her. She's an incredible person. I think she's probably my biggest inspiration. I don't know. I love Sia. She's incredible. Oh, It's Just Cass asks, this is gonna be a tough question. Which do you like more, pie or cake? Oh! You know, I used to only like cake. I used to be like, pie is gross and for adults. And then I became an adult, and now pie is better. So, oh, sorry kids. Adriana Ruby asks, have you been in love? I totally thought I was. Let me tell you about this. This probably deserves its own video because of... Let me just tell you about this. When I was 17 years old, and I was a wee gay boy, at least I thought I was, okay? I was on these little apps. You know, these apps. We all know what these apps are. Because, you know, I was underage, but I was like, it's fine. I know what I'm doing. And I met this guy from Michigan. And he was totally sweet. And in the beginning, he asked me all these nice questions and everything. And we Skyped like every day. He was 24 years old. And I was like, I know what I'm doing. It's fine. And I remember telling him that I would not become physically involved with anybody that I was not in a relationship with. Because I wanted a relationship. He was like, yeah, okay. And then he came to visit me in Toronto. I was still 17 years old. And he was like, oh yeah. Like, basically what ended up happening was we were dating for 2 years. Dating. I knew the entire time. I was like, yeah, I knew he was cheating on me. But I would cover it up. I would make excuses. I would be like, oh no, he's not. That's just me. I'm just crazy. I'm just seeing things. I'm just overreacting. And like I even made up an excuse. For one time I looked at his iPad and there was a message from some guy and it was like, yes, I am home, baby. I want to see you. And I was like, oh, that's just, he doesn't know how to speak English well. Like, that's the level of disillusioned I was from this situation. That's how much I was like, this is real, this is gonna work. And I ended up breaking up with him and posting my first YouTube video. If you go back and watch it, I still love him. I'll put a little link down here. I posted that the night I broke up with him. And that was like all of my grief and mourning for those 2 years that I spent chasing this asshole around right there. And then my life took off and I feel way better now, but I was so convinced that I was like, oh, this is the person. He was an idiot. He was, please, if you're 17 years old and you're talking to somebody in their 20s, I know you think you know what's happening. I know you think you got it in control, but you might not. You probably don't. I certainly did not. Like, I was paying my bills. I had a job, but I was not ready for that. And the number of excuses I made for this person. I'm gonna be by myself for a while now. At least a couple years. Unless something like somebody miraculously appears and is like perfect. But I'm not gonna hold out hope for that. I'm gonna focus on myself because I feel like that's the most responsible and the most useful thing for me to do. Focus on myself and helping people and being the best person that I can be. And I think that you should all do the same. Okay, I'm gonna head out. I'm gonna play some Skyrim. Gonna edit this video, gonna do something with my life, and I will see you all again in a few days. I love you so much. Thank you all for your questions. I'm gonna start doing something called the question of the day. So I'm gonna ask you a question at the end of the video, and at the end of the next video, I'm gonna post my favorite responses and ask you another question. So my question for this week is, have you ever been in love? And was it sucky? Or was it pretty cool? Is it a pretty cool time? You having a good time? Let me know. I want to know. Thank you so much. I'll see you again next time. And just, you know, just be cool. Just be cool. Be yourself. Love yourself. Be yourself. I love you. Bye.